In this video, I'm going to go over the Palloff press series. The purpose of these exercises within the series is to train deepen the outer core muscles as they work to keep the spine in neutral, the pelvis and ribs in alignment as there is a resistance that's trying to rotate us. This is a great exercise to rehab the abdominal wall when there is a tissue weakness like in diastasis recti. It's also really great to work on as a foundation before we start to add rotation to different core exercises and functional movements. In this series, I'm showing you 3 different exercises in the series. I may or may not have given you all 3, but they're there just for when they are all together. All you'll need is a resistance tube band or band. I have a resistance band, and it should be relatively light because we don't want our bigger muscles to dominate the deep in the outer core. And we're gonna anchor the band to a non-movable structure so that when we extend our arms, the band is in line with the anchor, or it could be in front, but initially it's easier if as we extend our arms, it's in line. Know that I'm going to demonstrate this series in the staggered stance, but you could do it in any position like double leg, just normal standing. You can do it half kneeling, tall kneeling, single leg balance. And if you are wanting to know more about those positions, check out the positional basics in each of those positions I mentioned that are part of my Deep Core Reconnect method and series. So I'm going to start with in the split or staggered standing position with my left foot forward, and I'm going to elevate my back heel. My front shin is vertical with the floor. My shoulders and my hips are square. I'm going to grab onto my resistance with both hands, and I want enough. I don't want too much, but when I let it win, it rotates my body. I want to get there. So as I get to there, I want to make sure that I'm not totally like rounded through my spine, but I'm not shoulder blades fully backing in. So I want an open chest. My shoulder blades are connected, and my hands are together holding on to the resistance. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press out from the center of my chest. I'm going to press out as if I was punching the wall in front of me, and I'm keeping connected so that it doesn't rotate me. As I press, I'm going to exhale, and as I bring it in, I could inhale, or I could keep the exhale as I move. Now, to make it harder, I would step forward, and then that just stepping forward adds enough resistance that I feel it. I could program this either as a continuous motion out and in, or you press and you hold for anywhere from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. That is the press. The next exercise is the raise. So we start in the pressed position like this, and then we go down, and then we go up. And it's an arc of motion from about belly button to eyebrow level. As I raise, again, it's going to want to rotate me, and going up and down, the lower fibers and the upper fibers of the obliques have to work a little bit harder so that we're not being pulled into rotation and bending or extending. The third exercise in the series is, again, pressed out. It's rotation. And where we're rotating, I'm going to show you a front view, is just through the upper back. There's no hip and pelvic motion, just through the center of your chest. It's not a ton of motion. So again, I'm here, small motion, and then I control back. And I could do this with either leg forward. In fact, I encourage you to alternate what leg is forward, because the different hip muscles are going to stabilize depending on what leg is forward. Tips to help stability. So the deepen the outer core, belly button in, taking up the slack, keeping the ribs and the pelvis aligned. Those muscles are working to keep your spine in neutral. But our hips have to stay in neutral as well. So in this position, you want to make sure that you're really nailing what I coach you through in this staggered stance. Pressing the front hip out slightly, tightening the glute on that side, tightening the glute on this side, making sure you don't lose height in the back foot. That's going to help anchor so that you don't twist through your pelvis. The other thing is making sure that you're active through your feet, like pressing, spreading your toes, keeping your calves engaged. Some modifications to the press. Let's say you're not there yet. If you're not at the press, you're not going to be at the second and third exercise, and that's okay. So we could back off on the press and just be a hold, keeping the band close, because it's still going to want to pull you, and then all you're doing is working to prevent that band from pulling you. You may need to step a little bit forward or out if you're not doing the arm extended option, and that's fine. So in this video, covered the Palloff press, the Palloff series, where we pressed, we raised, and then we rotated. If you have any questions about anything I covered in this video, please comment below. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video.